Hi, my name is Tina, and welcome to Yoga Stretch. We're going to begin in a seated posture. You'll find that the seated postures will help to start opening your hips and strengthen your spine from the bottom up. There's 3 that you can choose from. Perfect pose, easy sit, or the intense version, half lotus. We'll start with perfect pose. So I want you to bring your left foot in, and then the bottom of your right foot would rest on the front of your shin. Or if this is a little too intense, I want you to take easy sit. So you just allow your ankles to cross and your knees to lift a little bit higher up off the mat. Or the intense version, half lotus, you're going to take your left foot underneath your right knee and then bring your right foot over to your left thigh just to about your ankle bone. That way the weight of your right foot can press down on your left hip, offer you a hip opener. And then sit up tall in your spine. Let your hands start to wrap across your knees. Maybe close your eyes. Separate your teeth so your teeth are not touching at any point in your mouth. The jaw is the tightest muscle in the body where we hold so much stress. So relax your teeth apart and come into a deep diaphragmatic breath. So as you start your inhale, relax through your belly, and then slow as you can bring your breath to your collarbone till no more air could fit in your lungs. And then make your exhale just as intense. Begin drawing your belly in through the diaphragm, and you want to squeeze and empty all that air back out. So we'll start the sequence with your neck. Begin to draw your elbows into your side body and then press your elbows straight down. Take a deep breath in. Inhale all the way up to your collarbone. As you exhale, begin just releasing the weight of your head forward. So we'll stretch through the back of your neck. Keep your elbows hugging in and pressing down. And try not to grip your breath. Slowly bring your breath all the way up to your collarbone. As you inhale, begin lifting your head back up, and then turn your right ear down and your left ear up so your ear would be directly above the shoulder, and then hug your left elbow in and press it down so it'll stretch through the right side of your neck. As you inhale, begin lifting your chin. As you exhale, release the weight of your head forward. So I want you to go slow and find that full range of motion with that gentle rocking. And if you can, connect your movement to your breath. So as we inhale, we lift. Exhale to release. Take one more breath. And then the next time your head comes forward, I want you to inhale and bring your left ear up. Hug your right elbow in and press it straight down. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale as you release. Working at the pace in which you breathe. One more breath. And then when your head is back at center, you inhale, sit back up tall, long, strong spine, taking a side bend. So reach your right fingertips straight out to the side and begin to plant the palm, opening up your fingertips. On the inhale, lift your left arm up. As you exhale, we're going to take it over into a seated side bend, maybe releasing the right elbow down, and you can bend it. Looking up will work at strengthening your neck. If you've got issues with the neck, I want you to look to the floor as a neck release. Reach through your fingertips. So try not to grip your breath. We're strengthening and opening the side to the lungs. On your next inhale, lift your shoulders and we'll take the second side. Bring your left fingertips down. As you inhale, bring your right arm up and then exhale it over. So looking up will work at strengthening your neck. If you have issues with your neck, look to the floor as a release. Reach through your fingertips. Keep your right hip down on the mat. Maybe look up, reach into your fingers. Your lungs will normally inhale and exhale front to back. In a side bend, they're working side to side. So your breath will be a little shorter, but over time it'll grow longer and stronger. Internally, this will help stretch your liver, your kidneys, and your lungs. As you inhale, lift your shoulders back up for your twist. Take your left hand to your right thigh and your right fingertips behind you. On the inhale, lengthen out the spine. On the exhale, I want you to twist to strengthen the spine, looking over your shoulder. twisting will help bring your spine back to its natural alignment. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your belly in and we'll switch sides. Right hand to your left thigh, left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to strengthen the spine. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, release your chest forward, and we'll take a forward fold to release your back. Begin walking your hands as far forward as they can reach. Try not to let your wrists collapse into the floor. Extend through your fingertips, and your head can hang or bring it down to the floor to rest. Work your hands back underneath your chest. As you inhale, press through your hands and come back up with a flat back. Your counter pose to open up your hip flexors. Spread your fingers behind the glutes. On the inhale, press through the hands and begin to lift your hips up. You can look down, forward, or strengthening the front of the neck, looking up. Keep pressing through your hips and down through your hands. This will also help to strengthen your hamstrings, your glutes, and your back. As you exhale, release your hips back down and then switch the stance. Make your left leg in front or on top. And the seated postures will help open up your hips and strengthen the spine from the bottom up. Hands wrap across the knees. Hug your elbows in, press them straight down. Take a deep breath. Exhaling, releasing the weight of your head forward. So try not to collapse into your back. Keep sitting up, pressing away from the ground. And then relax your elbows. Inhale, lift your head up and turn your left ear down and your right ear up. And then hug your right elbow in, pressing it down towards the thigh. Inhale, lifting your chin. Exhale as you release. Take one more breath. And then the next time your head is down, relax your right elbow. Inhale, lift your head up and turn your right ear down and your left ear up. Hug your left elbow in and press it down. Inhale, begin to pick your chin up. Exhale as you release. You want to keep your neck strong and flexible. Take one more breath. And then when your head hangs down as you inhale, lift your head back up for your side bend. Extend your left fingertips straight out, spread your fingers, plant your palm. Inhale your right arm by your ear, and then exhale over into the pose. Reach through your fingers. Keep your right hip on the mat. As you inhale, bring your shoulders back up and we'll take the second side. Reach your right fingertips out. Inhale the left arm up and exhale over. As you inhale, release the pose. Bring your shoulders up for your twist, taking your right hand to your left thigh. Left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twisting to strengthen your spine. And if you want to deepen, start to take your left hand around your back. Start to walk your fingertips towards your right thigh. As you exhale, releasing the twist into the second side. Left hand to your right thigh, right fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And then take your twist. Maybe start to wrap your right arm around your back, working your fingers towards your left thigh. Inhale all the way up to your collarbone. As you exhale, begin releasing the pose, and we'll take a forward fold to release the back. Walk your hands out, reach your fingers, keeping your wrists, your elbows lifted, and let your head hang or rest. Walk your hands back underneath your chest. As you inhale, press back up into your counter pose, opening up the hip flexors, hands behind your hips, spread your fingers. Inhale, begin lifting your hips up. Look down, forward or up. Make sure your hands are flat and that you're engaging into the palms, your fingers, your joints. As you exhale, release your hips back down to the mat, and then we'll come forward into your hands and knees pose. Stack your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Make your middle finger your forward line and open up your fingers. Plant your knees right underneath your hips, hip width apart. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. We're going to roll through cat and cow. So as you inhale, begin to curl your toes under. Sway through your back and look up. As you exhale, now press the tops of your feet into the mat and start to arch into your spine and draw your chin towards your chest. So we want to work at the pace at which you breathe. So inhale through cow, curl your toes under, look up. Exhale, pressing through the feet, arching into your spine, chin to chest. 3 more. Inhale, sway. Exhale through cat. Last one. Find your full range of motion. Return to a neutral spine. Begin to curl your toes under. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, lift your knees and strike downward facing dog. So we're going to lift the hips and propel the weight of your body back. If your hamstrings feel tight, you can start to walk your dog where you bend in one knee and then flex through the heel. Downward dog is a stretch for the back of your body. Make sure your fingers are as wide as they can spread and that you're actively pressing into the joints. Take one more breath and press both your heels back and down as you lift your tailbone. And then begin to walk your feet forward, coming to the front of your mat. Turn your palms up. As you inhale, reverse swan dive. Circling your arms out and up, interlace your fingers. Knee to chest, draw your left knee up. Take your hands right underneath the knee and begin to lift your knee, opening up your hip. If you want to advance, you can start to reach for your foot. And if you can get a hold of the foot, drive the foot into the hands to stretch through the top of your rotator cuff. The more you move your eyes, the harder the balance becomes, so hold a steady gaze. As you inhale, take your arms by your ears. As you exhale, stride that left leg back to warrior two. So you're going to heel toe your foot open, square your toes to the side wall, arms are one long line, bend into your forward knee, and I want you to look down at the knee. You should only be able to see your big toe. Arms should appear as one long line. In yoga, we want to find the lines in your body. We're strengthening your ankle, your knee, your hip, your back. Try not to grip your breath. Take one more deep breath. As you exhale, moving into side angle, bring your right elbow underneath your shoulder, lift your palm to the ceiling. Take your left arm by your ear and reach from the edge of your back foot into your fingertips. If you're going to deepen, you're going to start to rotate through your waist and look up. If you feel wobbly, look to your right foot to get you steady. On your inhale, lift your shoulders back up and begin straightening your leg for triangle pose. Shift your left hip back as you reach your right fingertips past your foot, and then bring your hand down on your shin. Lift your left arm up, and again, if you're feeling wobbly, look to the floor. To strengthen your neck, look to the ceiling. And your arms should appear as one long line, shoulder on top of shoulder. Triangle pose will help strengthen your side body. As you inhale, lift your shoulders back up, hands to your heart center. Place the weight into your forward foot and step to the front of your mat. Inhale, circle your arms out and up, look up. As you exhale, open up your arms. We're going to swan dive down, lead with your chest and draw your belly in. Striking your first forward fold. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Position your arms right alongside your ears. Lift your tailbone up. As you exhale, let the weight of your body go. Internally, this will decompress your spine and neck. Stay with your breath. Working into plank pose, a strengthening series. Hands to the mat, spread your fingers, step your feet back one at a time. Try to curl all 10 toes down on the mat. I want you to drive your heels back and open up your fingers and press through the joints like you're trying to push yourself off the floor. Try not to let your head hang. Make your head an extension of the spine. Work your core through your breath, so as you inhale, you want to let your belly go. As you exhale, squeeze your belly back in through the diaphragm to massage your kidneys and adrenals. Inhale all the way up to your collarbone. As you exhale, hug your elbows and begin leading with your chest and slowly come to the mat. Now, if you feel like you're going to collapse, put your knees down so you can slowly resist. Relax the tops of your feet down. Take your hands so they're back by your hips for half locust. On your inhale, begin to lift your shoulders up off the mat, strengthening your upper back. As you exhale, release the pose. As you inhale, find hands and knees. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Flexing your heels to the mat, spread your fingers wide and engage through the joints. You want to try to lift your tailbone as you press into your heels so you stretch the back of your legs. Start to walk your feet forward, come to the front of your mat. Turn your palms up as you inhale, reverse swan dive, circling your arms out and up. Knee to chest, interlace your fingers. Place the weight in your left foot and draw your right knee up. Interlace the fingers and begin to lift your knee. Lifting the knee to open up your hip, maybe reach for your foot. And if you can get a hold of the foot, drive the foot into the hands. Begin to stretch through the top of your rotator cuff. Warrior two. Inhale your arms by your ears. Exhale, stride your right leg back. Heel toe your foot open, square your toes to the side wall, bend into your left knee. Line it up so you can only see your big toe. Arms float one long line, side to side. Side angle, bring your left elbow underneath your shoulder, left palm lifts, right arm by your ear. Reach from the edge of your back foot to your fingertips, strengthening your side body. Maybe roll through your waist and look up. And on your inhale, you're going to lift your shoulders for triangle pose. Shifting your right hip back, reach your left fingertips past your foot, bring the hand down to the shin. Stack your arms one long line, maybe look up. As you inhale, bring your shoulders back up, hands into your heart center. Place the weight into your forward foot and step to the front of your mat. Inhale, circle your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, open it up as you swan dive down, leading with your chest and draw your belly in. Returning to the fold. All those poses work at giving you a strong back. This is your back release. Try to lift your tailbone up. Knees should be soft or firm, don't lock into your knee joint. Stepping back to downward dog, spread your fingers, step your feet back. Make that deep, wide letter A. Drive your heels, lift your tailbone. Flex the weight of your body back. Moving into a runner's lunge on your right side, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, squeeze the right thigh into your chest and step your right foot forward. And you can take your right hand and help it. Your back heel is going to be lifted. Start to push yourself up one at a time. Inhale, lift your shoulders. Arms can be out long while you get steady. When you found the steady spot, reach your arms by your ears, extending towards the ceiling. That'll help improve digestion. Take one more breath. And then gliding forward into balancing warrior, float your arms side to side. Take the weight into your right foot. Drive your heels straight back. Make your body long and strong. Returning to your runner's lunge, gently bend that right knee. Slide your left toes back. Cook your toes under, reach your arms back alongside your ears. Take a peek down at your foot, line up the knee, reach for the ceiling. Good, circle your arms to the floor, and now release your left knee down. Take a hamstring stretch on your right leg, begin straightening your leg. Pull the ball of the foot up as you charge into your heels, and see if you can start to lay out over that right leg. As you inhale, shift your hips back forward and step your right foot back. From your hands and knees, downward facing dog, take a deep breath. As you exhale, curl your toes under, lift your hips, propel the weight of your body back. Make sure your fingers are as wide as they can spread, and that you're actively driving your heels and lifting your tailbone. To your runner's lunge, inhale all the way up. As you exhale, squeeze your belly in, left thigh to your chest, step your left foot forward. So the back heel's lifted, but start to charge it so you'll feel steady. Push yourself up one hand at a time. Arms at your side. When you're steady, arms reach for the ceiling. Flex your heel. The harder you drive your heel, the steadier you're going to feel. And then balancing warrior. Float the arms side to side. Weight into your left foot. Pick up your right leg. Take it straight back from your hip and drive through your heel. Don't point your toe. The harder you drive your heel, the steadier you're going to feel. To your runner's lunge, bending your left knee, taking your right toes back, hooking them under, sliding, arms reach by your ears. Exhaling, circling your hands to the floor, taking your hamstring stretch. Release your right knee down, the top of the foot rests. Straighten your left leg, best as you can. Start to pull the ball of your left foot up as you drive through your heel so you'll feel the stretch along the back of the leg. As you inhale, shift your hips back forward and come back to hands and knees. Working into prop plank, so dropping down onto your forearms. Take your elbows so they'd be right underneath the shoulders and step your feet back one at a time. Curl all 10 toes down on the mat. Make your body long and strong. To modify, you take your hips up a bit in a pike, but don't let your hips rest below your back. Inhale, let your belly go. Exhale, fight gravity, squeeze it back in. Inhale. As you exhale, strong core, bring your belly in and slowly bring your knees down to the mat. Release the tops of your feet. Roll your thighs, hips, your belly, your chest. Take your hands so they're back by your chest, and then this is your choice. If you have a bad back, low cobra to your belly button, cobra to your hips, or up dog pressing through the tops of the feet and lifting your knees. Try not to squeeze your glutes because you're strengthening your back. Adding to it, you look up. Moving back to down dog, so you can go through your hands and knees, curl your toes under, lift your hips, taking downward dog. The wider you step your feet side to side, the easier it'll be on the back of the legs. So play around with the stance of your feet, find out what feels comfortable for you. Take a deep breath. As you exhale again, squeeze the right thigh into the chest. Step your right foot forward for reverse warrior. Put your back heel on the mat. Angle your toes halfway to the front of the room. Reach your right fingertips forward. As you inhale, begin lifting your upper body. Line up your knee and then look up to the ceiling to add a slight back bend to strengthen your back. Reach the left hand down the back of the leg as the right hand extends up. On your inhale, begin straightening your leg for pyramid pose. As you exhale, folding forward, leading with your chest. And you can stack your hands on your shin bone, or maybe start to bring your fingertips towards the floor and lay out over that right leg. Stretching through your hamstring, releasing your back. Working into warrior one, as you inhale, begin bending through your right knee, circle your arms out and up. So you want to look down at the knee, make sure it's in good alignment. Pull your arms back by your ears and reach for the ceiling, improving digestion. That'll lift your stomach off the intestines by just reaching. Standing half moon. Now bring your right fingertips down to the floor. The wider you open up your hand, the easier it'll become. You can always put your hand on a block. Take the weight in your right foot, pick up your left leg. Extend it straight back from your hip, and you'll feel steadier by charging your heel. Stack your arms right on top of each other. And then the tough part, see if you can take your gaze to the floor and rotate through your head and look up. On your inhale, release your left leg down and come into mountain pose. Circle your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, swan dive. Lead with your chest, draw your belly in so you get deeper into the fold. Holding your elbows will add the weight of your arms to help stretch your spine. Position your tailbone up as high as you can. On the exhale, let the weight of your body go. Plank pose. Spread your fingers, step your feet back one at a time. Try to curl all 10 toes down on the mat. So to modify this pose, you can pike your hips up or release your knees down. Just don't let your hips rest below your back. You want to see the lines in your body. Spread your fingers and press like you're trying to push yourself off the floor. Look straight down and then incorporate your core with your breath. Inhale, let your belly go. Exhale, squeeze and draw it back in. Bring your breath to your collarbone. Hug your elbows in, lead with your chest, and try to have your chest be the first thing to touch the mat, resisting. Your choice, low cobra, cobra, or up dog on your inhale. as you exhale back to down dog. So you can go through your hands and knees, curl your toes in, or take your hips straight up and then roll up and over your feet. Inhale all the way up to your collarbone. As you exhale, squeeze the left thigh into the chest and step your foot forward for reverse warrior. Back heel on the mat, press into your heel. Reach your left fingertips forward. Look down at your knee, line it up, and then look up. Reach your fingers. For pyramid pose, you're going to start to straighten your left leg as you exhale, leaning forward with your chest, using your shin bone to stack your hands or bring your fingertips to the floor, laying out over that left leg. Rising up into warrior one, bending your left knee. Circle your arms out and up. Take a look at your toe, line up your knee with it. Pull your arms back by your ears and reach. You're strengthening your ankle, your knee, your quad, your hip, your back. Reach your fingers so you're improving digestion. And then standing half moon. This one's tough. So you're going to bring your fingertips back to the floor. And remember, the wider you open it, the easier it'll be. Take the weight in your left foot. Start to pick up your right leg. Legs should go straight back from your hip and stack your arms right on top of each other. And then the hard part's starting to turn your head. Maybe look up. On your inhale, when you're ready, mountain pose. Come back up. Circle your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, swan dive down, leading with your chest and drawing your belly in. Returning to the fold to release any tension from the back. Lift your tailbone. As you exhale, let it all go. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, find yourself back in hands and knees pose. Knees underneath your hips, wrists stack underneath your shoulders. And we're going to work into your big hip opener called pigeon. Begin to slide your right knee right behind your right wrist, and then let your foot begin to drift across the mat so your shin would be at a diagonal. And the wider you open up the foot, the more you can open up the hip. Begin to slide your left leg straight back. So you want to keep your hip bones forward. You don't want to sit off to the side. And then we'll come into a fold to release any tension from the back. And you can come forward on your forearms. You can stack your fists, your wrists, or allow your forehead to come. So what we're doing is we're stretching your low back and opening up your hip. So again, you want your body to become heavy and try to sink into the pose. Once you've done your 5 breaths, bring your hands back underneath your chest. On the inhale, find yourself back up in your hands and knees pose. And we're just going to switch it up. Bring your left knee forward. Let your foot begin to drift across the mat. Take your right leg straight back and keep your hip bones forward. And then as you exhale, coming into the fold. And again, you can be on your fists, your wrists, or the forehead. One side's going to feel better than another. You've got a tighter side. Coming out of pigeon, bring your hands underneath your chest. On your inhale, find yourself back in your hands and knees. Now we're going to work a hip flexor stretch, so stretching through the front of your right thigh. Take a deep breath. On your exhale, bring your right foot forward for crescent moon. Square your toes to the heel And then begin to slide your left leg straight back, as far back as you're comfortable. Now you can keep the weight of your body on your leg and out of the pose. If you're ready to add on, start to circle your arms out and up. You can hook your thumbs. And then adding a slight back bend will work at strengthening the back and opening your chest. Sink as low as you're comfortable. On your exhale, bring your hands back on either side of your foot and step your right foot back. Take a deep breath. On the exhale, draw your belly in and bring your left foot forward. Begin to slide your right leg straight back. Stay here with the weight of the body on the leg. Add the weight. Inhale, circling your arms, hooking your thumbs. Try to look up and keep your arms by your ears. As you exhale, bring your hands back to the floor, either side of your foot, and step your left foot back. So you're in hands and knees. Take downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your knees. Propel the weight of your body back. From here, I want you to start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Turn your palms up. On your inhale, reverse swan dive. Come up with a flat back, circling your arms out and up. And then look up and slide your hands down through the heart center. Practicing tree pose next. Begin to spread your left toes and place the weight into your left foot. Bring your right toes, you can rest them on the floor. Put your foot on the calf or help it up onto the thigh. Anywhere but your knee joint. You want to turn the toes to the floor and press your heel into your engaged quad. If you feel wobbly, take your arms out long. When you're steady, bring your hands to your heart center. The more you move your eyes, the harder the work becomes. So try to hold a gaze on something that doesn't move. Stand up tall. Try not to grip your breath or jam your teeth together. Release your hands down, turn your palms up, Y shape. Reach for the ceiling. As you exhale, circle your arms back and down. Standing stick pose, bring your right knee forward. Interlace your fingers underneath the thigh and begin to drive your right heel out. Now if you want to advance, start to walk your hands down your leg. See if your hands can make it to your foot. When you're ready, bring your leg back in and release it, and we'll switch it up and do the second side. So step into your right foot, spread your toes, plant the weight, find something that doesn't move. Your left toes can rest on the calf or help it up onto your thigh. Get steady. When you're steady in your right foot, bring your hands to your heart center. So we're strengthening your standing leg and that ability to balance, which helps keep a quiet mind. Release your hands down, turn your palms up. Now Y-shape your arms. Reach for the ceiling. As you exhale to standing stick, so you're going to bring your left knee forward and start with your hands hooked right underneath your thigh and slide your left heel out, flexing the heel so you're strengthening out that hamstring. Maybe start walking it. It can be just a step, maybe two. When you're ready, bring that left foot back in and release it. Inhale, circle your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, swan dive down. Lead with your chest and draw your belly in. Clasp your elbows as you lift your tailbone up. Exhaling, letting the weight of your body go. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, draw your belly in, step down to your hands and knees pose. working into what we call modified hero to stretch your feet and your knees. I want you to sit back on your heels. Keep your thighs together, and the tops of the feet should be on the mat. We're going to add eagle arms to stretch your shoulders. So as you inhale, I want you to circle your arms out and up and look up. As you exhale, you're going to take your right arm underneath the left, so we cross them deep at the elbows. And then bring your right fingertips to your left wrist and bring your elbows up the height of your shoulders. Unvine your arms. As you inhale, circle your arms out and up and look up. Second side, take the left arm underneath the right for your eagle arms. Bring the left fingertips to your right wrist and then lift your elbows up so they're at the height of your shoulders. You should feel a good stretch in between your shoulder blades. So again, try not to grip your breath. Unvine, unwind, come back to your hands and knees pose. So we're going to sit on the glutes next. So you could either start to swing your legs around in front, or if you have those flexible knees, cross your ankles and let your hips go back and your legs slide through. The biggest stretch for the back of your body is your full forward fold. So bring your feet together so they would touch and begin to drive and flex your heels out. As you inhale, circle your arms out and up and reach for the ceiling. Try to come up out of your hips. On the exhale, begin a forward fold. Lead with the chest. And you can hold your calf, your feet, or bind. Coming out of the pose, arms by your ears. As you inhale, come back up with a flat back and circle your arms. Strengthening your back with table. Begin to bend your knees in, and your ankles should be placed right underneath your knees, and your fingers spread right behind the glutes. On your inhale, you're going to pick your hips up and try to make your torso a nice, flat, long line. You can look down, forward, or work at strengthening your neck, looking up. So press down on the feet as you lift up, and this will keep your back strong. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, bring your hips back down to the mat for butterfly pose. Touch the soles of your feet together and wrap your hands across your toes. Press down in your knees and sit up as tall as you can. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bringing your chest forward. Keep your back flat. Elbows can rest on your legs. So butterfly pose helps to stretch your low back, open up your hips. On your inhale, rise back up with that flat back. Taking boat pose, bring your knees together. You can interlace your fingers underneath the thighs, or maybe advance. See if you can wrap your two fingers around your big toes. Start to walk your heels in, and then lift it up to your balance. Low boat, you want to keep your chest to your thighs. Find the balancing muscles. Half boat, or your full boat, lifting up through your chest, long and strong with your back, driving your heels. Strengthening your core. And when you're ready, start to bend your knees and release the pose. Slide your left leg out. Put your right foot on the left thigh. Turn your hip bones forward. Flex your heel out for head to knee. Inhale your arms by your ears. Try to come up out of the hips as you reach. And then as you exhale, start your forward fold, laying out over your leg. The forward fold will help stretch through your left hamstring, and we've allowed the right knee to open up. So you're getting a hip opening, you should be able to get a little deeper into the pose. Hands back underneath your chest as you inhale, press back up, and we'll switch sides. Take your right leg out long, and your left foot on your right thigh. Turn your hip bones forward and begin to charge your heel. Inhale, lift your arms by your ears, and exhale, start your forward fold. Arms by your ears as you inhale. Come back up with a flat back. Circle your arms, and we'll scoot to the front of your mat. Working your spine poses next. So take your hands underneath your knees. Start to round into your back. And as you exhale, slowly roll on your back and bring your knees with you. Cross your ankles. Sweep your hands around your legs. Let your head rest. Draw your thighs right into your chest. And then a little roll side to side. This will help massage your low back. When you come back through center, cross your ankles the other way. And then a little roll side to side. When you're back at center, we're going to work into bridge pose. Taking your feet, bending your knees, put them right underneath your knees. Walk your heels into your glutes. Fingertips start to touch your heels. Spread your fingers, and as you inhale, press down through your feet and lift up through your hips. Keep your knees forward facing. Now, if you've been doing yoga a while and you want to advance, you could try wheel pose, which is a back bend, and Heather's going to demonstrate that. Curl your arms by your ears and your fingers would face to your heels. As you inhale, press your body up. And that's the biggest stretch you could do for the front of your body, the biggest strengthener for the back of the body. Taking 5 deep breaths. And then when you're ready, start to slowly roll your spine down on the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. Working into dead pigeon, cross your right ankle over the left knee, and then begin to open your knee so you've opened your right hip. Draw your legs into the chest. Interlace your fingers underneath your left knee. Draw the thighs into the chest, and then we're back to that little roll side to side. When you roll back through center, working into knee to chest. So put your left foot back down on the mat, stack your knee joint, interlace your fingers underneath the right knee and begin to draw the thigh right into your chest. Start to slide your left leg out, press that heel and see if you can get that hamstring coming down to the mat. Draw circles at your ankle joint. Big fluid circles, so it's not how fast, it's how big. And then you want to draw the circles the other direction. Knee to chest is a great way to stretch your low back and open up the hip joint. And then working into your core, take your hands around the thigh, press your thigh into your hand, so now your knee would be directly above your hips. Hover your left leg up off the ground. As you inhale, start to lift your head, and then you take it from there. Maybe part of your shoulders will peel, part of your back, and you can let go and try to spread your toes, and that's harder than it sounds. Your feet mirror your overall health, so you want to keep an eye on what's going on with your feet. Place your hands back around your right thigh, left leg down, bring that right leg with you for knee down twist. Begin opening your right arm, bring your right leg across your body. Try to keep that right shoulder on the mat, and the right knee doesn't need to touch. You should feel this through your lumbar, open up across your chest. As you exhale, allow your back to come to the mat. So your right knee's back, dead pigeon. You're going to cross your left ankle over the right knee, and then begin to open your knee, hip joint open. Interlace your fingers underneath the right knee. Begin to draw your thighs right into your chest. And then that little roll side to side. When you're back at center, put your right foot down and take knee to chest, interlace your fingers underneath the left knee. Try to draw that thigh into your chest. Start to slide your right leg out. Press that heel and see if you can get that hamstring coming down to the mat. Draw circles at your ankle joint. Draw your circles the other way. Find your full range of motion. And then working into your core, take your hands around the thigh, press your thigh into your hand, so now your knee would be directly above your hip. Hover your right leg up, inhale, start to lift your head. Part of the back. Your hands around the thigh. Release your right leg down. Bring that left leg with you for knee down twist. Right hand over the left knee. The left arm extends open and you're going to look to the left while you travel that leg to the right. Again, you want to keep both the shoulders down on the mat. As you exhale, release your back to the mat, taking leg lifts. So bend your knees in. I want you to lift your hips and slide your hands right underneath your glutes. Touch your thumb and your index fingers together and lay this right at the base of your spine. Draw your legs in, extending towards the ceiling. Flex your heels back. Inhale all the way up to your collarbone. As you exhale, take your legs back down. We want your legs to go all the way down to a hover if you can. As you inhale, you're going to point your toes and bring your legs back up. As you exhale, flex your heels, take your legs back down. This will get your core really strong. Inhale, lift, point your toes. As you exhale, flex your heels, take your legs back down. Take 2 more breaths. When you finish that last one off, draw your thighs up over your chest, roll your hips, and release your hands. Take your hands underneath your knees, draw circles with your knees. Draw your circles the other way. When you're back at center, we're going to work into fish pose next. Put your feet down on the mat. Now lift your hips up off the mat and take your palms face down. And if you can, I want you to hook your thumbs. Reach your fingers through your heels. Relax your hips down on your wrists. So you're going to roll it from side to side and draw your shoulder joints in one at a time. So we're going to pull those arms underneath your back just as deep as you can. This pose stretches your back and opens up your chest. If you have a bad back, you could stay right here. Your spine should be hovering. For full fish, start to slide your legs out and bring the insteps together. So as you inhale, you're going to press into your forearms and sit up, sitting up as high as you can, and then bring the crown of the head down to the mat to rest. And if you really want to feel this through the front of the neck, gently bring your teeth back together. And your work is 5 deep breaths to your collarbone. And if you have asthma or COPD, this is a great pose to keep your lungs open and strong. On your inhale, begin to lift your head and release the back of the head down. Bend your knees back in, lift your hips, and release your hands. So your final back release, start to heel toe your feet the width of the mat. Let your knees now meet at the center and touch. So the sway of your back, your lumbar, I want you to press that into the mat, which will allow the pelvis to tilt up. Reach your arms right above your chest. Now at your wrist, start to draw those circles with your hands. Your wrists have worked hard. Draw your circles the other way. And then we're going to slip into a couple of minutes of Shavasana. Let your arms float to the floor and open up your fingers. Take your legs to the corners of the mat and let your toes fall open. Start to close your eyes and try to keep your eyes closed the whole time you're in the pose. Separate your teeth. Relax the muscles in your face. Float your belly. Bring your breath to your collarbone. As you exhale, allow your body to become heavy. See if you could start to melt right into the floor. and just let it all go. When you're ready, start to come back to your breath. Slide your legs together for a full body stretch. Reach your arms up overhead. Hook your thumbs. Now point through your toes and reach into your fingers. Bring your arms right into your ears and make your body as long as it could stretch. Give your Achilles a nice little stretch by flexing your heels out, and as if you were walking, digging and pulling through one heel at a time. Start to curl your right arm around the side of your head and then put your head in the arm. Draw your thighs up over your chest and roll on over to your right side. Take 5 breaths here. After your 5 breaths, meet me in the seated posture that you started in. The light in me salutes the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in the practice today.